Yeah, there's always like a random title for the podcast, but anyway.
Sounds great.
Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to the Lionel Travel Podcast. This is episode 3. It's currently day 39 and the final day of our epic South America tour. And I'm here with the other two OG guys on our travels.
Yeah.
Daniel,
yeah,
and Ethan.
So I'm not going to get a cool nickname, no?
Biggie. My man.
My man.
Brexit geezer.
Can't buy this.
Rev up the Bugatti.
Rum, rum.
Ticket.
So yeah, guys, do you want to give a brief intro?
Yeah, so I'm Ethan, I'm 19, I'm from England, just south of London, and yeah, go on.
Yeah, well, I'm Dan, I'm 21, I'm from Australia, near Byron Bay.
Oh, you're from Australia? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
With your accent, what? Australia, I got it now. You sure?
I'm a paid actor. So
Yeah. I have heard that.
So the last podcast was with Carly and Elizabeth. That was in Buenos Aires, I believe.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of just continue from where we were. So after Buenos Aires, we then went to Colonia.
Yeah.
And then from Colonia to Montevideo in Uruguay. How was Uruguay for you guys?
I liked Uruguay and I'm glad I went to it, but I wouldn't go back to it.
Same here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed seeing it, seeing the sights and seeing everything that's there. But yeah, it's not something that I think I'd repeat. Where like Buenos Aires, I think I will repeat at some point in my life, sort of thing.
Like I found Uruguay would be useful just because you can get US dollars out. So it's like if you want to go back to Argentina, just go to Uruguay and get more money.
That's the only reason. Because Dan, like we had a chat where you're the one that told me Uruguay is like the most developed.
It's in
country.
theory it's supposed to be the most developed country in South America, but I would have said Argentina looked way more developed than Uruguay.
Yeah.
And yeah, Montevideo was really not that great,
No.
to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
To be fair, the tour guide that we had, he was a good tour guide, and I wish we had him in like Buenos Aires, like on a tour.
Oh yeah,
that would have been
That'd be
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
Because like he was really good, but like the actual like place was very average sort of thing.
Yeah. Shout out to JP, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was the man.
He was fucking quality. To be fair.
Good bloke.
Yeah. He did make it fun, didn't he?
Yeah, after the walking tour, we went to the observation tower.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
The look
There's the thunderstorm as well.
Yeah.
That's really
And I
cool.
got beer taken off me. What a shame.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, how was your beer, Dan?
It was absolutely disgusting. I can't believe people would actually willingly drink it.
That was awful. I felt 16 again up there though. all the Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
That was very interesting.
And then, so after Uruguay, we then headed to Iguazu.
Yeah.
To the falls.
Didn't we go to the...
Yeah.
We went to the ranch.
Oh yeah.
It was a ranch
the
first.
ranch
Yeah,
was
ranch
in...
was first, 'cause
Oh, it
that's
was
Uruguay.
ranch. Yeah, you're right.
It was. Yeah.
How's the ranch experience?
I really did enjoy the ranch. It was fun riding on horses and jumping over campfires.
Oh yeah.
Squatting right next to one.
Yeah. Successfully getting squatted for once.
Do you want to give context for the listeners?
So, you go.
You got this.
You took the fall. Quite literally.
So, in Peru, Ethan thought it would be a great idea to squat me. And me being a top bloke thought, what could possibly go wrong when he's had 5 beers and a Machu Picchu cocktail on a wet floor in a hotel
with next to a glass door.
Like, nothing could go wrong at all.
Not at all. No, everything went smooth, didn't it?
Until you stood up with me on your shoulders and just went back. And somehow I didn't break the glass door. Which
to
was
the manager's relief.
Yeah. Who was filming it for what we can assume is insurance purposes.
Yeah, 100%.
He was definitely looking, going, fucking tourists.
Yeah, he was sweating bullets.
Yeah. And our tour guide, Will, top bloke also, he was very encouraging, which was the best thing.
Yeah.
I think he even gave me confidence.
Yeah. He gave me confidence.
Not the alcohol. That was interesting.
But yes, I let him attempt to squat me again in Uruguay, and he successfully did it at the ranch.
Yeah.
And then he did it again at Iguazu Falls. And
3 times
and
there.
I thought I was going to die.
Just fall into the waterfall.
Yes. There's a video of it, and you can't hear it in the video, but I remember saying, "Oh fuck."
I heard that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, am I about to drop him again?
Yes.
That was great fun though. Yeah, the ranch was absolutely amazing though. The horse riding, which I don't know if... So I've definitely done it before, but I only remember it as a kid. And doing it again, it actually makes me want to like get a horse when I'm older and like ride them about, have fun sort of thing. How did you find it?
Oh yeah, no, it was great. My horse was just super chill. I did nothing. Like, I think, I swear, I pulled on the, what was it, the harness thing?
Yeah.
Like 3 times in total, in 2 rides.
What?
Yeah.
I was doing it every 2 seconds.
It was like autopilot.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It was so great.
I loved my horse. It would stop to get a drink, and then I'd let everyone go ahead, and then I'd just run after everyone.
Yeah.
It was good fun.
It said no running, but my horse is called Benjamin, and he loved to run. He'd stop to eat, and then be like, oh, we're far behind, and start to like trot, and then I was like, yeah, go on, I'll run a bit. Although, for legal reasons, I did not run on the horse.
At Intrepid.
Yeah. That did not happen.
Still reckon another great moment at the ranch was when we were playing cards. I think it was the first night or the second night.
Second night, yeah.
And we had this massive thunderstorm rolling through, and there was a bolt of lightning that was really close to the ranch because the doors and windows started shaking from the thunder, and I had the biggest smile on my face at it and got called a psychopath by every single person.
Rightfully so. That was, insane. It was so sunny all the time as well. And then you'd have like 2 spurts of just fucking so much rain and so much lightning. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But we did some yoga there as well.
We did, yeah. Thanks
That's
to
good
Michelle.
fun. Yeah.
Got 1 or 2 sessions in.
Yeah. Stretching muscles I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
Oh, the volleyball game was fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. football.
I didn't jump into anyone this time. Do they know was the context in the previous one?
No.
The previous podcast.
No, you can go for it.
So
Yeah.
for context, in the homestay in Peru, in Lake Titicaca.
In Lake Titicaca.
Yeah. And we were playing volleyballs against our like mamas, which were the people that were taking care of us, and we played volleyball, and I jumped into Carly and Sarah, which worked out quite well. Trying to win the point, and lost it both times. So don't jump into people.
However, I will give you a 10 out of 10 for effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, you went for it. I can respect that.
Yeah. I'm very used to playing free player, so if you think you can get it, you dive for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, how did you guys find, so after the run, Iguazu Falls?
Oh, the views were incredible. Enjoyed squatting you again.
I'm glad someone enjoyed it.
Oh, that's brilliant. But yeah, the views were absolutely insane. I don't know how like something can be that beautiful. Like, it was magical. How did you find it?
Yeah, basically you said everything I would have said about it. But another funny story was before we got to the waterfalls, when we're crossing into the border, and our tour leader goes, "Or if the border point is busy at Brazil, we'll just cross in anyway and come back tomorrow and get our passport stamp." Like it's no big deal that we can just enter the country without
It won't matter.
having any documentation. And with our multiple border crossings at Iguazu, I can see that you don't need paperwork.
Not at all.
Not at all. Yeah.
That was good fun.
Everything was above board. And once again, disclaimer.
It was all legal. We think.
It's Intrepid's fault if it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't my fault this time.
So then there was, the walking platforms, which we did first, and then there was the boat ride, which you have to take what do you call it, like a truck or a...
Truck,
Truck,
And that would take you to basically like the base of the river, and then you'd board a boat, and that would take you all the way up to like where the waterfalls were, and just getting like absolutely drenched like, to the bone.
Yeah.
That was truly an experience.
Yeah. I love the people that were wearing ponchos as if it was going to do
something
to stop the water.
You just collect the water.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, because were you guys on the like the flanks of the as well?
So I was at the back as well, which supposedly was the wettest part, sitting next to me. And there was three occasions where I looked around at other members of our Intrepid group and saw them got smacked in the face by a fuck ton of water. Excuse my French. And so that was Sarah, Kirsty and Joe, where literally at the exact right moment I looked around, because I was like blocking the water from hitting my eyes, and saw them all get absolutely drenched, and it was so funny. Probably shouldn't laugh at it, but I was cracking up the entire time. And I'll take the psycho mantle from you, Dan.
He says, holding a knife.
Disclaimer, that's not true.
He's got a spear.
I was actually worried for my life at one point when the spear was above your bed.
Good.
But so after the boat ride, and then we had lunch, and we were heading back to the hotel, I got dropped off because I was the only person in our tour group to do the helicopter ride above the falls. And
you're still mental.
And so it was
bumped with me for like a month. So.
We had a death wish at that point.
Yeah, a bit of the psycho rub down, you know? So it was me and this very lovely Iranian family was in a helicopter, and yeah, the view, man, was... I mean, I've showed you guys the stuff. But
Insane.
man, I was just... actually blown away. And it was cool because the helicopter would maneuver in a way where like both sides of the helicopter you'd have like just the best view looking like right down into the falls. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight of the trip.
Yeah. Those videos were insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to airdrop it to the Iranian family. They're like, please give us the recording.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I need that phone. Give me those cameras.
So after Iguazu, can you help me?
We had the 3 borders.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which was like there was a dance in between Brazil, Argentina and Paraguay, and we did some shots and some push-ups.
They said it was tequila.
I'm not sure it was.
We're not sure it was.
Always fun night.
I don't remember much.
Neither do I. Must have been some great tequila.
Yeah. We had a bottle of wine afterwards as well, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And you had 2 shots, didn't you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I had 4 in the end.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was Serena's birthday.
Yeah,
as well.
It was the same day. That was it was quite interesting because they got us up to dance.
Yeah.
And I felt so sorry for this little kid that was in between me and Serena.
Yeah.
Because there was about, like, pretty much everyone got up to dance, or like a lot of people anyway, from our group, and then there was just this little girl in the middle. And I was like, I want to sort of keep you away from these guys when they're like running in and like, what's that move where everyone sort of goes in at once? As in, so you're like standing in a circle and everyone sort of runs to the middle. I don't remember.
I don't know the name of the move, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And that was certainly interesting. And then we danced around for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Which was good fun.
Yeah, because the dance was kind of giving a brief rundown of the history of the 3 countries and then their local dances, and shout out to Hinata for giving us like a little historical tidbits as the show progressed. That was great.
That was very good.
Yeah. And then after the dinner and the dance, we then took some Ubers to...
Shit.
What was it called?
I don't know.
Oh, Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Yeah. Zeppelin's old bar.
Yeah.
And...
oh dear.
Jaeger shots.
Yeah. Too many shots.
I don't know about you guys, but man, I had so much fun, especially as soon as the band came out, and it was just all of these like throwback rock and I guess like punk and emo songs.
Yeah.
Man, I was in the zone.
Singing along the entire way.
Yeah.
We were all leaving at like 1 a.m. or something, I think, and Lionel didn't actually realise until we told him.
Yeah.
He's like, I would have stayed there all night.
100%. Yeah. Until
who was it? It was Sham that came over and like tapped you on the shoulder and go, "Oh yeah, by the way, we're leaving."
Yeah, I was so sad.
Just front row singing your heart out.
Yeah.
We should have just left you there. You would have had a great time.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a lot of shots that night because it was Serena's birthday, it was like 5 shots of tequila, and then everyone else had Jaeger.
Yeah,
which was
because we did odds on for the leftover shots
Yeah.
of Jaeger as well, and thankfully we didn't have to drink them all by ourselves, and
Yeah.
we ended up just splitting it between the two of us.
Yeah.
But Dan, did you know about the concept of odds on prior to this trip?
Yes, but I never really did it.
Okay. Because I did not know what it was
Oh, really?
until I think it was
Yeah.
like you and Emmett and
Yeah.
maybe some of the other guys started doing it.
Yeah.
So could you explain?
So odds on is a game where essentially you create odds to do something pretty stupid or like interesting or funny or
Like
whatever it is.
Getting squatted or
Yeah.
jumping over a fire, just to name a few.
Or drinking some Pringles water can as well.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. It's not as bad as it sounds.
Dan is awful at odds on. But essentially the game is you create odds. So if me and Dan were to do it to squat again, say,
Yeah.
you'd say odds on, and he'd give a number, whatever the odds you want. So it could be 1 out of 10, say. So if he says 10, then you both agree to say a number between 1 and 10.
Yeah.
So your odds are 1 out of 10, obviously. And then you go 3, 2, 1 and say a number between 1 and 10. And if you land on the exact same number, then the person has to do the stupid thing.
Yeah.
And Dan's not very good at it.
You can play reverse, so generally
Yeah.
the first round is for one person,
Yeah.
obviously, and then if you don't get it, you play reverse and do it again for
Yeah.
the other person.
And that always helped me out. The amount of times I must have gone like 9, and then it got reversed and moved to like 7
Yeah.
or 2. Yeah, 4 was another one. Lost so many times, it's hard to remember.
It's basically all the numbers from 1 to 10.
Yeah, that's a game we play in the UK quite a lot, just to do. It's often in school we did it sort of to do something stupid, like shout out a like rude word in front of a teacher or something like that. You know, odds on, and like you'd play the game, and then it was just something to like spice up school really. But it sort of carried on after, for me anyway, and a few of my mates sort of thing back home.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to sort of like do that again with the people here. It's quite funny when it's not me doing it.
What's the lowest probability odds on that you've won?
I did 40,000 with Emmett.
Is that the tree?
Yeah.
Oh.
33,233.
Ethan isn't being
It's
racist.
just no. This is actually so. Emmett actually chose that number, and I was like, once he said out of 40,000, I was like, well, I know what number he's gonna say. But yeah, that's the highest, but not really legit.
Right.
Highest legit. So I did it with my brother in Lesbos, actually, which is a Greek island, and we did it out of 200, and the odds were to get in a pool when it was about 4 a.m. after being in a club in Lesbos. I'm pretty sure we also went to a lesbian bar
In this
by accident.
Oh,
But we sort of realised about 10 minutes in, and we were like, yeah, I think this is lesbian, and then left. Although it was a great bar, it was good fun.
Yeah.
Great strawberry daiquiris. I would recommend highly. But yeah, I don't think the looks we were getting was quite right. But So then my brother won. So it was odds on for me.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what number we said, but he said the same number as me, and I had to get in the pool. And then he started filming it, which was great fun. Also, disclaimer, I didn't do that for legal reasons. Definitely wasn't like chained up. I got in there perfectly normally. I didn't climb any fences, I promise. But yeah, that's probably the highest one I've lost. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was interesting. That reminds me of Chase the Ace game, to be fair. So
Yes.
in the ranch, we played Chase the Ace, which is a card game, and Sham had 3 cards, and one of them was an ace, and I picked from those 3 cards about, what was it, like 10 times in the end, and somehow didn't manage to get the ace, even though it was 1 in 3, and I picked 10. So got very lucky.
And I think he actually ended up losing that
Yeah.
round to Kirsty after doing the exact same thing again for 3 or 4 times with, well, 1 card,
Yeah.
essentially.
I don't know how that happens.
No. Like, I was surprised when Serena, I was picking cards off her and she had 1 card left and I picked it, and I was surprised it wasn't the ace. I was like, the actual fuck.
Because also, I think she took my last card as well.
Yeah.
And then it went to you, so
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
that last card. And
Yeah.
Sham still had it
Yeah.
somehow. But yeah, that was a great game.
Mm.
There was also that game when you had the ace, right, at the start.
Yes, I had the ace basically the
Yeah.
entire round.
But you're gaslighting Serena
Yeah.
into thinking that you thought that she had the ace.
That was brilliant.
It was.
She kept like trying to fake
Yeah.
you, and you knew the entire time that you had it.
Yeah. She was like shuffling her cards in her hands and holding onto them when I was trying to grab them and stuff like that, and making weird faces at me. And I knew the entire time it was impossible for me to pick it because I already had it. And then I told everyone after the round had finished that I had the ace basically the entire round, and I was just watching Serena.
I'm a fucking fool.
Yeah.
Oh, that made it so much better, that game though.
Yeah.
Was that also the game where Joe made it so obvious that he got rid of it?
I think whenever we played with Joe, it was so obvious who had it, because you knew if he had it or if he'd just given it away.
His poker face is not the best, but lovely guy.
The man really puts his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah. he does not hide his emotions. The best one was when he did a fist bump and he thought no one would notice.
Or the look of dread when he just picked a card.
The thing was, a few people didn't realise.
Yeah.
And I was like, how? It just seemed so obvious to me, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
Well, even how I got rid of the ace, Kirsty was always picking cards off me, and she would always pick the same 3 positions out of the cards. So I just kept the ace in one of those 3 positions when I decided to get rid of it towards the end of the game,
yeah.
because I wanted to lose my cards and not lose the game.
Yeah. That's the thing, on that game where you're fading out Serena the entire time, I thought Kirsty had it for so long.
Yeah.
And I was just waiting for the reaction from Joe to go, oh,
Yeah.
I've got it again.
Yeah, because I had like 7 or 8 cards or something to start with, and I was literally hoping she wasn't picking the ace, And then when I realised she picked the same 3 positions, I was moving the ace so it wasn't in those 3 positions.
Yeah.
Waiting for myself to go down with basically all my pairs, and then rotated it into one of those positions for her to pick.
Yeah. That's the thing, if you have it at the start, you want to lose it late.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to lose it early because it can come back around.
Yeah.
But there you go. What did we do from there?
So
After Serena's birthday.
well,
that
after Foz Iguazu, we flew to Sao Paulo
Yeah.
and then took a bus shuttle to Paraty.
Yeah. Wow. That bus ride was long.
Not the longest, but
No.
no.
How long was it again?
3-4 hours or something,
Yeah.
maybe. I could be completely wrong.
Well, there was a long one, wasn't there? Like
Yeah,
14.
we did a 14-hour overnight bus to Iguazu.
Oh, that's where it was.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was before,
Mistake the
No, it's all-
timeline.
There had been protests in Buenos Aires that day, and that's where the bus originally starts at.
Yeah.
So it was delayed like 4 hours.
Pretty much 4
or something.
hours. Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And we arrived at the station 2 hours earlier than our departure.
Yeah.
So we were there for a long time.
Yeah, and then played cards again, and everyone just didn't want to sit next to Joe because you knew that everyone would know your cards as well as his.
Yeah.
And then I just kept making fun of Serena when she was doing anything.
Although that overnight bus compared to the previous overnight bus that we did, because that was in Bolivia.
Yeah, it was to
Yeah.
the Salt Flats.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was
Horrible.
so bad, the one in Bolivia.
Yeah.
At least for
Oh,
us, yeah.
How did you have it?
I had no sleep. Like, my back was cramping. I think it was just the way that the seat was constructed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like did not fit my body. So
Yeah.
as soon as I tried reclining, it just like immediately impacted my back. And yeah, I was so uncomfortable I couldn't sleep at all that night.
Shit. Yeah, well, I hated it for similar but different reasons. Well, both the overnight buses, the seats aren't built for people as tall as I am.
Yeah.
So I'm already crammed in, even with everything reclined.
Yeah.
And then the overnight bus to the Salt Flats, I had this guy in front of me, and he just kept bouncing in his seat. Like, I don't know how, but he was just bouncing in his seat.
What?
Yeah.
How have I not heard about this? That's awful.
Yeah.
That one.
It was. Why? Like. And then when we were waiting for our bags to come out of that bus, I realised it was him, and I was ready to just throw his luggage somewhere.
And now you know why he's called the psychopath.
That was only his luggage. It's not his body. For legal reasons.
Dude, I swear the past 2 episodes, there've been 0 disclaimers. Now it's just like,
Told you they'd need it for us.
Yeah, so this is never going to see the light of day because the lawyer will never sign off on it.
do you not mind the first bus, Ethan?
So, to be fair, except for the 14-hour one,
Yeah.
I had a good experience on all of them. Mainly because I was very drunk from the night before. So, I would just walk in, go, I love you everyone, and then go to bed, and then I'd wake up not really that hungover when it was about to finish, and I was like, these overnight buses are great, because I've just passed out each time I've been on them. But then the 14-hour one, I was not drunk or in like a state of being drunk or like any sort of, no alcohol was in me, sadly. And it was awful. Like, kept waking up. Like, I think I had about 5 hours sleep, and then the 9 hours of just sitting there, not having data either. So I was like, what am I doing? I was just like staring into like the seat in front, and I was like, what is my life right now? Should have got drunk.
yeah, probably should have.
Yeah.
You didn't get sick from the salami that you ate that had previously been refrigerated and then sat on a bus for, it was like
20 hours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 hours, bit over.
But it was sealed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have eaten it.
I thought it was absolutely fine.
Yeah.
And I had no problems at all. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
You two are both disgusting.
What do you mean?
It was great. It actually tasted quite nice. The cheese was something else though.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
It was
Just
still
taste-
better than Serena's and Kirsty's.
Yeah, it was. That is the only plus, because I don't think I've had a worse cheese in my life.
Oh my god.
It was so bland, had absolutely zero taste. But Brazil, I love you.
At least it didn't taste like soap.
Yeah, true. But it didn't taste of anything. At least they had some taste of soapy goodness.
Is it good?
Would have taken me back to the days I was swearing.
That's 5 minutes ago.
No, in front of parents when you're too young, you know.
Yeah.
No, I didn't actually have that. I never got that treatment. They were like, it's okay to swear as long as you're letting feelings out. And that's probably why I swear so much now. But it's all good.
Words are made to be used.
Well, maybe not. Not all of them.
But yeah.
That was an interesting look, Daniel. Would you like to explain?
No.
He needs to consult his lawyer.
check his travel insurance before he gets arrested.
Yeah. How nice are Brazilian prisons?
If that's your first search, I'm worried for you, mate.
So parity.
It's a parity.
Yeah.
Didn't really do that much.
No.
Not really.
So we did a walking tour
That was the morning.
after we had arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like you didn't miss out on much by not doing it.
Yeah. I was firmly in bed, having a lovely sleep. And then woke up about 9 a.m, which is a line for here, if anyone doesn't know. And then I had breakfast and went straight back to bed till 11:30. Great. Great morning. First time I had like a proper sleep in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then, how did you find parity?
I didn't mind the walking tour as much as some of the other people because I think I just enjoy learning about the history of places.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we just learned that parity was used during the gold rush era back in the day, and it was basically a commercial port where they would then transport the gold from Parati to Rio de Janeiro. But there were a lot of basically pirates that knew of this and would exploit it. So eventually a new path was built that basically circumvented Parati and went straight to Rio.
Yeah.
So then Parati went into a large economic decline, and then there was a coffee boom where the economy rose up again, but then that eventually dried out. So Parati's had a very tumultuous history.
Yeah. Up and down.
Yeah. So yeah, didn't mind it so much. And there's still a lot of like relics of the old days.
Yeah. Colonial past.
Yeah. So like cannons and the church had a a guard slit where they could like watch out into the harbour. And I think the coolest thing about Parati is the drainage system.
There's a very cool drainage system.
Do you want to talk about it, Dan?
So the roads in Parati are basically sloped. So what people used to do, they'll chuck all their rubbish into the street, and then the high tide would come and wash it all out.
Yeah.
But then it was a couple of decades ago, they had to do massive works on the entire town.
Yeah.
So they've raised the actual town, I think it's about 20 centimetres above where it originally was.
Yeah, it was like 20 to 30.
Yeah, so you don't get the tides into the town as much anymore, but sometimes they do still.
Yeah. The streets were interesting, to be fair. Like walking around, it's like it was sloped everywhere, sort of thing, and it's like
and it's all cobblestones as well. So
which was interesting to walk on and slide, especially when they'd like move around a little bit.
Well, they said the cobblestone's worse now because they did a horrible job at renovating the town. They said it was actually better originally.
They botched it.
The company that was redoing it was very dodgy.
Yeah. Apart from that, Dan and I went to a really nice laundromat in Parati.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that was great.
It's bougie.
So
Sat on a massive wooden peg.
I've not heard about this. What?
Yeah, so it was it was a very small laundromat, so there were basically 3 washers and 3 dryers, but they're very modern, like very new.
Yeah.
And so it was us 2, Sarah and Serena, and then Hinata as well. And yeah, I mean, we were just chatting until like pretty much midnight as our
I
stuff
think it was
getting
longer
done.
than that. I think it was close to 1 a.m. before we got back.
Yeah, it could have been.
Yeah.
So,
I was firmly asleep again.
Yeah. I was sharing rooms with Ethan at that point, and he was firmly asleep by the time I got back.
Yeah, you came in.
You woke up and you went back to sleep instantly.
I don't think I even woke up.
No, you did, because you looked at me.
Fair.
And then,
Must have been.
yeah.
Yeah.
Realised it was a good looking bloke and went back to sleep.
Dream off that, yeah.
Dream Dan, wakes up, real Dan, goes back to sleep, dream Dan.
Pretty good life, man.
I think you're set.
Yeah, that entire like little town, city place, I was just asleep. It was great.
And then after Parati, we then took a bus to Angra, and then Ethan and I speed ran a 2-person lunch.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my god. I don't think I've ever eaten so quick in my life. It was good though.
Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah. So we had, what did we have? We had about half an hour, didn't we?
Yeah.
To order lunch, have it come, pay for it, and be back at this meeting point. And we decided to combine and get this 2-person lunch for like, so but it was one price obviously to make it nice and cheap, which was good. And then what was it? So it's a steak type thing.
Yep.
I can't remember the cut, but and then it was so much rice with this like cheese. It was like cheese, egg.
So it's this dish in Brazil called farofa, which is, I believe, fried flour and eggs. It's like an egg flour mixture.
Yeah.
And then it's just very crumbly.
Yeah.
It's like eating crumbs.
Yeah. It's quite dry, and there was also bacon in it
And there's
as
bacon
well.
in it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Which like it's very tasty, but you want like a sauce with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we did not have a sauce.
No.
Didn't they give you beans or anything?
No, not that
No,
day.
not that
So it was that rice, and I think we got chips.
We got
as
chips
well. Yeah. And it was a good lunch, to be fair. It was very tasty, but it was very dry. So.
And we had to eat it all in 15 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, I think it might have been less, to be honest.
Yeah, like sub 15 minutes.
Yeah. And it was quite big, but we did manage to finish it, to be fair.
Yeah.
I don't know how. We did.
While they were doing that, I had lunch beforehand, but I thought it'd be a great time to try my lime Snickers bar. And it's like a solid 4 out of 10.
How many different flavours Snickers bars have you had on this trip?
On this trip, I've had 3 like different flavoured ones, I think. Yeah, I've had a peanut one, a passion fruit one, and a lime one, and then, the normal one.
Yeah.
And the peanut one's really good, passion fruit one would be next, and then it would be the lime one. And the worst one I've ever had is a strawberry one from India.
Just not
no, it was disgusting.
Where did the original rank on that?
Probably a 9. I reckon the peanut one was better than the original. I like peanuts.
Yeah,
so,
that definitely helps.
Exactly.
Speaking of food, though, I don't believe... because Carly and Elizabeth weren't sitting with us at Don Julio in Buenos Aires.
My man.
So... basically... we went to the... Well, as of this recording, the best steakhouse in the world, Don Julio. And... of course, going to the best steakhouse, we had to all get some steak. And I boldly ordered a 900-gram T-bone, which is definitely meant for sharing.
Yeah.
But I thought, and also, to be fair, I was the one that had suggested this to the group, and it had been pretty much since the start of our trip. Where I've been telling Dan, just like, we gotta go, we gotta do this.
Yeah.
And I think bookings open a fortnight before the day.
Yeah.
And I checked as soon as the bookings had opened, but our slot was already booked out.
Yeah.
But thankfully, Karina, our tour leader, knew a guy who works at Don Julio and managed to get us a table for 12 people.
Yeah.
So shout out Karina. That was a real lifesaver.
Yeah, that was incredible.
And then the meme is like after I ate my T-bone that I was 1% beef. So I just ate so much meat that day.
It's a bit over 1%.
Yeah. 1% of a human became beef.
Because I had a 500-gram ribeye, and I was just under 1%. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. I think it was like 0.8%.
Yeah.
Like
that. Yeah.
I'd also like to shout out the sides that came with the steaks.
God.
Wow.
That sweet potato.
Yeah.
So good.
And the chimichurri.
Yeah. And even the just like normal chips were crazy.
Yeah. Because everything is cooked in beef fat there.
Yeah.
So everything.
So it is very healthy for you.
Yeah.
And I think
I've heard that actually gives you a 6-pack. So
oh yeah.
That's why we have it.
Yeah. Have you not seen my body?
Yeah.
I'm such a temple.
How do you think you can squat me? And
4 times now.
Yeah. We somehow managed to overpay at the restaurant by like
£90.
Yeah, it was 90 US, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
90 US.
So
dollars.
we got a free bottle of wine because we had no idea who overpaid. And
Thing is, I know I overpaid about a tenner because I added a tip when you're not meant to or something like that. And then everyone else worked out and was like, well, I didn't add a tip. And they all thought they paid the right amount. And then all the like waiters and waitresses were so like apologetic, like, oh, we've messed up so much. And we were like, I don't think you have.
Yeah.
No.
It's clearly us.
Yeah, it was not a them
It was
problem.
definitely us.
It's not you.
And
it's
then
me.
and they gave us a bottle of wine and a bunch
Yeah.
of free waters, and I was pretty chuffed with that.
And if you're the person on a trip that works in a bottle-o, you're always the one that has to choose the wine, even if you don't want to. It is forced onto you.
And I'm glad it is.
Yeah, it was a great choice.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's going to be someone like me picking it, and it's going to be so much work. So, because I know nothing about wine, but and you know a lot. Just something full body, please. That's all I know.
So yeah, for anyone that wants an extremely memorable meal in Buenos Aires, please go to Don Julio. It's really great. And I was gonna say, like, price wise, it's actually very reasonable as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. It wasn't even that expensive.
Yeah.
Like, for being number one in the world,
Mhm.
I was expecting to pay probably double what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, my steak was just over 100 Aussie dollars just for the steak, and
Yeah.
the 2 sides that you got with it
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it.
Well, as in, yeah, because me and Sarah shared a T-bone,
Yeah.
and it came out to being about $100, and I was expecting, like, when you said
Yeah.
first ranked
When
in
I
the
was guessing
world,
it up, yeah.
I was like, it's gonna be 500 quid, but it's gonna be 500 quid well spent.
Even if we sit down at the table, they're giving you free glasses of Chandon.
Yeah.
And, like, it's not cheap wine, but it's not
No.
top end either. But
Yeah.
it's
Still
reasonable
nice,
stuff.
yeah.
And they're just giving you as much as you want.
And the free bread was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But
very
also,
good.
I'm like, that is the first proper bread,
Bread,
that
yeah.
we've had in a month.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is it good because it's all the other breads being so
That
bad?
bad, yeah.
The bar's that low.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it definitely was
Yeah,
good.
it was
bread.
definitely good.
Yeah.
But
Whether it was that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be South America's forte.
no.
No. Well, the thing is, they don't really do sandwiches either. It's like, you go anywhere in the UK, I don't know about Australia and New Zealand,
Mhm.
but you go into any supermarket, there's probably about 1,000 sandwiches ready to buy, like, already made. And I couldn't find a single one in 40 days.
I think the only ones we found were at the airport,
Oh yeah.
and that would. I saw
Yeah,
a
they
few
were
at the
they were slightly
airport,
different
but
though, because it was
yeah.
like baguette type ones,
Yeah.
and it was like more posh
Yeah.
in a sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, they don't particularly like
No.
average bread.
Yeah.
But in saying that, on back to the ranch we were on, we had that fried flatbread. What do they call it?
Yeah.
On the ranch.
Yeah.
For
Breakfast.
second day.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever it's, I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like what it's actually.
Yeah, it's
called,
basically
but
just fried bread.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was nice.
Yeah, that was good. I had so much of that.
Yeah. I don't want to know how many calories are in it.
Oh
I don't want to know anything about the calorie count on this trip.
Yeah. When you're overseas, calories don't count.
No, they just don't add up, you know.
I don't.
Not at all. Go back, be 10 kg heavier.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy. Must be the airplane. It was quite interesting because all my family were like worried about if I was going to get like really hungry and stuff like that. But the meals are massive.
They're so big.
So big. It's crazy.
And especially in Brazil and Rio as well, a lot of the dishes are for sharing.
Yeah.
Where it's like a minimum 2-person, but it's not even for 2 people. I don't know.
No.
Like no 2 normal people can eat that
Yeah.
much
No.
food. It's so much.
It's like you have one, like in Brazil in particular, like you should just have breakfast and then a late lunch,
Yeah.
or like a snack for lunch, and
Yeah.
then a, well, there equivalent to a dinner, but it's a dinner for like 4
You don't actually need 3 meals a day here. As in, like, if you like in between breakfast and lunch, and in between lunch and dinner, that's amazing. Like, you get so much food. You're always full, and walking around and like doing so much stuff that you don't even think about food that much. Like, because even the day that I tried Ramadan for someone that was also on this trip, I didn't feel hungry. Like, until 5 minutes before the end, when I was like preparing my food, I really didn't feel that hungry. I was missing out on the wine though. So we went to a ranch in Salta, and everyone got day drunk on wine except me and Emmett, and we're probably the biggest drinkers on the trip. And we were very upset. But the food side was absolutely fine. But yeah, not drinking water for any period of time was very difficult.
The ribs at that ranch for lunch were probably the best ribs I've had in South America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know, because obviously it was a bit different eating it cold.
Yeah, several hours later.
Yeah. But it was still excellent. But yeah, the wine and the water.
Yeah.
Missed out a lot.
So Lionel and I have talked about it a bit. Like, the best food we've had on this trip so far would be, I think we both agree, it's Don Julio's is number one.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Alpaca in Cusco in Peru would be number 2, and then the ranch in Salta would be number 3.
Yep. You missed out on the alpaca, man.
Yeah.
That was some top tier stuff.
Although the what was it, guinea pig? That's great.
Oh, quiche. Yeah. Yeah, that was a strange flavour.
Had the head of it as well.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure there was no meat on that. I think I was just eating pure brain.
Yeah. You need it.
And now you know why I've got the knife.
Slightly unnecessary. But,
outrageous.
Catching strays 24/7.
Always. Everywhere I go.
Everywhere, most likely to.
Yeah. Oh, the most likely to games are awful for me. At least I didn't get voted most likely to go to prison first, though. Although I did get a significant amount of votes, which was very worrying. But yeah, I got voted for like everything.
You did.
I don't think there was a single round where I didn't get voted at least once.
Yeah.
Like, by someone. So yeah, that was crazy. All those like tent games, the drinking games plus me did not go well.
I remember when we were singing A Wind Away.
Yeah. Just in the tent.
Yeah. On the side of a mountain.
Yeah. On the quarry trail.
Yeah.
That wasn't the night where I kissed everyone, was it?
No, it was the night.
That
We did a Wind Away, and then you kissed everyone apart from me the night before.
Yeah.
No,
Night
after.
after,
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is that even possible?
So after Parati, we then went to Il Grangi.
Yeah.
How was it for you guys?
You could easily spend a week there just island hopping, hiking. Like, the hikes aren't big, but it's like, I think the highest point on the island is a bit over 900 metres above sea level. So, and it was a 5k one-way trip. So
Yeah.
yeah, and it looks like, just looking on Google Maps, that the altitude gain, the last bit, is basically just a distinct vertical part. So I think there might be a bit of rock climbing that you do to actually get to the top, but Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Haven't done it.
Yeah. That was amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we did the Paradise Island hopping tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We did a lot of swimming races because they all thought they could swim better than an Aussie, and I just had to put them in their place.
What happened with Kirsty, mate?
yeah,
We tied.
it was very close from what I saw.
To be fair, she's a very good swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. She beat me with flippers on, and then we
Yeah.
tied
Yeah.
when we did it properly.
Yeah.
Well, we
She
called
was,
it a tie. No one was really at the finish line to
I couldn't see.
watch us.
Yeah. Called it a tie for your pride.
She said we should call it a tie. Because I swam further than her. Because we didn't, like, I thought we'd go to the other side of the boat, and whereas she thought you'd finish at the boat.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know how she swims that quick, to be fair. Because we also did a race where, so you were about 2-3 metres behind me, and then Sarah was about 10 metres ahead of me, because I was like, just keep going, you'll need it, just keep going. And then you two caught up to me in about 2 seconds.
yeah.
And then you caught up to Sarah pretty much immediately after. And then I caught up to her maybe 10 seconds in, and we were probably swimming for 30 seconds,
Yeah,
something like that,
like
20
that.
seconds.
I still like the one that you and I just did, how I did, what?
Pretty
double
much
the
double,
distance,
yeah.
And, like, Ethan still beat me, but it wasn't...
Yeah, it wasn't far.
No.
It wasn't far enough.
Yeah,
It wasn't nearly far enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah. And then I couldn't hear out my left ear for a day. But that was good fun too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that island hopping is potentially my favourite day of the whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. And then, because obviously after that we went to food where we ate pizza, which was great.
Yeah, and they had, what do they call it? Kit Kat pasta or something? You could
Yeah,
something
it was
weird
something
like that.
very interesting.
So I googled it to actually figure out what it was, and it's Kit Kat paste that comes in a 3 kilo tub.
And they cook it?
Yeah, I
Or
think
is it?
the-
Wait, they cook it?
well, they put it on the pizza with marshmallows, mozzarella.
Oh, pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a pasta.
No, I think that's what they called it. They called
No,
it Kit
yeah,
Kat
Oh.
pasta or something.
Yeah,
it was
but it
something
was
weird
on a
like
pizza.
that. Yeah.
Oh, what the?
Because then later we actually tried to order it for dessert, and they said no because they only put it on their biggest size pizza, which I reckon is like 1/2 meter in
Yeah.
diameter.
Yeah.
Like it's a
Well,
big
we ordered, I think it was a 40 centimetre one,
thing. Okay, it's way bigger than that.
and it was
Yeah.
massive, and this one looked, it was maybe 70.
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
think way bigger than
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
I think it was 70.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said it.
Which is insane
Yeah.
for a pizza.
They said, yeah, it's made for about 10 to 12 people.
Yeah.
I think they said.
I sort of wanted to just get one of them and
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
like do like a margarita side, do a veggie
Yeah.
side, do a meat, and then do like a sweet,
Yeah.
and
the-
like just mix
The
just
Kit
mix
Kat
the
paste,
quarter,
yeah.
yeah. And everyone could have had a slice of each thing probably, like if they wanted to. But yeah, that was crazy. Did you see the board
Yeah.
of it? So it was like, it generally looks about 1 metre in diameter, just like purely offside.
Yeah.
It was probably about 70 though,
Yeah.
after we got given the like sizes and stuff. But that was absolutely
I
insane.
thought that sign originally was just advertising, like, yes, we're a pizzeria. I did not
Yeah.
think
That's
they
the
could
size.
actually make a pizza that big.
I don't understand how they make an oven that can cook all of that,
Yeah.
like, all at the same time.
An
'Cause,
excuse
like-
to go back.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to go back there. That's the thing. If I was coming back, I think I'd do Central America and then come back down to South America
Yeah.
and do Rio and that island, and then also like Buenos Aires. I'd love to go back to Cusco as well. That's my city. Chango is my place.
Oh man, I think we need to save Chango for another episode. That was just a full-on arc for you.
Yeah. I said, no, I did it. Best thing was, so I won't name names, but someone went up to the night after one of them, after the last night actually, and went, how'd you do it?
That's it.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah, how do you do it?
Yeah.
And I think it should be left at that. But, yeah, that was insane. I felt like I was drunk in that conversation because I remember saying it's all about confidence. And it wasn't really about confidence, it was about being drunk.
Fill in the blanks, you definitely were drunk in that conversation. There is no way you were still sober the next morning after being at Chango.
I don't think I was sober once. Yeah, what a great place.
And what are your guys' thoughts on where we are right now in Rio?
Christ the Redeemer was absolutely insane. I'd love to go to the America now, but sadly I'm not here long enough. But that'll have to be redone. And go to an actual game. Try and get Brazil, Argentina there.
Oh.
That would be insane.
Still reckon a great moment at Christ the Redeemer was, do they know about the push-ups
They
we've been
don't.
doing?
No, please go ahead.
Go on.
A bunch of us have been doing push-ups since Peru this entire trip. Like we've done
Yeah.
push-ups in basically every touristy place you could, every country, just everywhere we've done push-ups essentially. So I forced Ethan to do some at Christ the Redeemer. So we did some with, was it just you and me, or did
It was just
or did Liz join?
No, it was just you and me because
Yeah.
everyone went, don't do this. And
Yeah.
I was like, do we have to? And
Yeah.
then you went, yes. So I was like, all right, we're doing the 10 quickest push-ups I've ever done, and I'm standing up
Yeah.
and not looking like a fool.
And
But then we set a trend, didn't we, Dano?
we did it. And then about 2 minutes later, I had just finished taking pictures and I turned around and this family group were doing push-ups.
They were all Brazilian. as
Yeah,
well, which
they were
is
doing
so much
push-ups and taking photos and recording it like we were. And I'm like, yay, we peaked at life.
And the little kid as well.
better.
Yeah, and
then-
there's this little 4 or 5 year old kid doing it as well.
Trendsetters.
Yeah. So in a couple months' time on TikTok, when you see all these people doing push-ups at Christ the Redeemer, you can blame us for it.
We started it. Don't shoot us.
Disclaimer.
And I think we've all agreed that we're going to do push-ups just wherever and whenever we go somewhere now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Find a
thinking about
touristy
doing,
spot.
yeah,
You've got to do it.
I'm looking at doing Kilimanjaro at the end of the year, which is almost 6,000 metres above sea level. And I said I'll do push-ups at the top of that.
You've already done it at 5,400
Yeah.
metres.
That's
So,
another.
well, yeah, what's another 500 metres?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we are insane, aren't we? Because
The salt flats were the worst, I reckon.
yeah.
My hand is still
my
cut.
hands, yeah.
My hands are still cut from it.
Yeah. You also put your hands in the salt, like fully submerged.
Yeah.
So that definitely didn't
I was
help.
like, yeah, almost shoulder deep.
Yeah. Yeah, so where have we done it? So we started on the quarry trail,
Yeah.
and we did, so me, Rich and Philip did 150 that day, and then loads of other people did 10, did the first 10,
Yeah, and then gave up.
yeah, and then we're at 4,000 metres now,
Yeah.
you can do it by yourself.
Yeah.
And then Philip decided to start doing hill sprints as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah, way too much coke, is
I wish I had that much.
But yeah, we've done them literally everywhere you could think of. Deserts,
Yeah.
altitude, salt flats,
In the
wonders of the world.
Yeah. Didn't do it Machu
did the-
Picchu
We
though.
did them at Iguazu, remember?
We did. Yeah.
Twice, I think. Yeah, because we did
Twice?
it together, and then
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
went over to the Devil's Throat,
And
and then did it again.
with Liz, we
Yeah.
also did it. Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting.
It'd be a cool compilation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it will be all around South America, just in push-ups.
Yeah,
How many squats have I done this trip as well?
with people.
Yeah,
or
no, with people,
successful
I think-
ones.
You did 10 Kali squats,
Yeah.
right?
and I've done 4 successful ones with you. So I've done 15 and 14 have been successful. So that was also on the trek on the quarry trail where we did almost 20 kilometres on one of the days. I also did 10 squats of Kali on my shoulders, as well as the 150 push-ups throughout the day. And I was feeling it the next day. And the worst thing was, Rich and Philip were absolutely fine. So,
Yeah, we've done a lot of push-ups. In
Yeah.
a lot, like what we did. I did over 60 the other day and felt completely fine. Apart from my core was really sore because we were doing them on a boat,
yeah.
and you had to keep your core tense the entire time
So
you're
not
doing
full
it
load,
because
right?
you were rocking everywhere. And I decided to do a couple sets of 20 and then like a set of 30 or something like that,
Yeah.
almost back to back. And yes, I was feeling it the next day in my core.
I think Lionel still has the best foot on there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But to be
And,
fair, I go very explosive, and then you try and keep up with the time, and it doesn't give you good form. It's
No.
just you're just
Yeah.
like chucking yourself up.
I keep saying time under tension, and Nathan just goes, "No, we're just doing them as quick as possible."
I'm an explosive guy, you know. I don't use explosives, by the way.
I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow when you get pulled up at the airport on the flight home.
I'm surprised I haven't been pulled up more times this trip. But yeah, they've checked my bags quite a few times.
Let's
I
be
must
honest,
look
a lot of the
suspicious.
border crossings we've done have been. I wouldn't
Yeah.
call them a border crossing.
No.
It's, you get out of
Been
the
quite
bus with
tame,
your
yeah.
suitcase and your passport, and someone yells at you, and
Yeah.
then you're there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Then you're through. Yeah. That
So-
was very interesting.
What was you guys' if you had to pick one thing, what was your favorite during our 39-day tour?
Favourite what, sorry? Drink?
No, your
Your
favorite
thing.
experience.
I was like,
Yeah.
Ethan is not an alcoholic.
yes. I thought you said favourite drink. I was like, that's a weird question. Am I that much of an alcoholic? Favourite thing. The Paradise Islands was insane. Like, it did feel like paradise. But then also, I loved Cusco. That was great.
Dan.
I think mine would be the salt flats. 'Cause it was flooded while we were there, which I honestly reckon that's the better time of year to go to it, because if the weather's actually clear like it was when we were there, you get a mirror surface and it looks amazing. But we got to see everything. We had water, we had it dried out in parts as well.
Yeah.
And there were like storms all around us in parts of it as well, and we were just lucky that there weren't storms where we were, and it was clear blue skies and an amazing sunset.
I have to agree there. I think the salt flats, I mean, I have so many of my friends now that have just said it does not look real. It just looks AI generated or something.
Like, go there in the wet season, but give yourself a couple of days there, so hopefully you get weather like we did, because we were talking to a Brazilian couple that had been there a year ago, I think it was from memory, and they went in the wet season, but it was
raining the entire time. Yeah. We also saw a proposal in the sunset.
We did.
The other Brazilian couple.
Yeah. That was very nice.
She said yes, by the way, guys.
Did she? No.
I didn't hear anything.
No.
I
didn't hear him even ask anything.
Yeah.
Like, if he said it in Portuguese, then I'd understand, because like, just hear some words and you go, oh, he's saying, will you marry me, or something along those lines. But he didn't say anything, and then she didn't say anything back, and it was like, but then she put the ring on her finger, and it's like,
And then they cursed.
So they are engaged now, but it was like
non-verbal.
It was like they didn't speak a word, which never experienced before, sort of thing. Have you ever seen a proposal live?
No, that was the first time.
First one.
Same here. And what a sight to do that.
All the girls on our trip said when us guys eventually propose, if it isn't something like that, they will kill us.
And almost all of them crying.
There was only one that didn't.
Not to name names.
You know who you are.
For legal reasons.
Because she will kill.
She might kill us.
She makes me look sane. If you are listening to this, it was a joke. You're a great person.
Love you really.
I'll get you some ice cream.
Please don't kill me. This is my goodbye letter if anything happens.
I'm blinking.
Profusely.
So I know, Dan, you really want to go to Africa later this year. So that's most likely your next.
Yeah, that'll most likely be the next one. Yeah.
How about you, Ethan?
So I'd love to come back maybe next year and like actually learn Spanish though, like or like to a good standard. Because coming here originally, I was quite confident after doing about a month of Duolingo. And it does not apply at all. So
I couldn't agree with you more. Like I booked this trip literally 2 or 3 weeks before it actually started, and like I don't speak a word of Spanish until this trip. So basically no Spanish at all. And they'll be like, I've got friends that are coming through Central and South America, and I said the best thing you could do is learn Spanish and Portuguese depending where you go. And do not get them mixed up.
They do not like it.
Because I think I'd done pretty much a year of Duolingo. And that plus I did like a bit of Spanish in school as well. So I could like more or less get by, but after this trip, it's really motivated me to become fluent.
Yeah.
And just go all out and just like master the
Actually
language.
fully learn it, yeah. Same here.
Mm.
Like, I feel like I've definitely progressed on this trip,
Yeah.
like massively, probably because I started at such a like low level that now, like when they speak, I can't, like, I don't understand every word, but like understand the general like
The gist.
It's
the general meaning of
Yeah.
what they're trying to say,
Mhm.
or like there's times where they say something and I realise it's about like getting your passport out, or like
Yeah.
passport's easy because obviously it's still
Passport there, yeah.
passport's there.
Yeah.
But like, or they'll say, oh, you need to do this or do this on a form, and I don't understand any of the words they say, but I understand what they're needing for me to do. Maybe that's sort of partly like body language, like that's progressed probably. Cause
that's the non-verbal communication.
Yeah. But also like they just like point at certain things and like you hear one or two words and you go, all right, I need to do that and that and that, and then it's sorted sort of thing. And it's like, which does make me want to like think I actually want to like fully learn Spanish and like maybe even progress in other languages, because I am very English in the fact that I only know English.
Yeah, I sort of had a similar experience in San Pedro de Atacama in Chile. I did a tour in the desert, and there was this guy from Brazil on it as well, and he only spoke Portuguese, a little bit of Spanish, and very limited English, and I only spoke English, and like we got on quite well, but it was just that language barrier. We didn't understand each other enough verbally to, get along or whatever. We got along, but you know what I mean?
To make that kind of level of connection.
Yeah. But
It's hard
I
to
feel
create like a friendship type thing.
I feel like if I spoke Portuguese or Spanish and he spoke a bit more Spanish, or vice versa sort of thing, we probably would have got on really well. But it's just that language barrier.
Yeah, that's the main reason I'd learn Spanish also, because it's so like widely spoken in different countries, which like definitely helps a lot of South America, and then obviously Spain, so
and then also
parts of America as well, like are becoming mainly Spanish speaking. So that would definitely help if I like go back and travel through any of them.
And then also being Aussie, how English is quite different to the rest of the world's English, as I find out a lot on this trip, and people can't understand me.
I didn't think I'd have a problem with that, but a lot of people were like asking me to repeat like what I'm saying, and like I understand it because like I speak quite fast at times, but like normally the London accent is sort of the easiest to understand, and certain people have been like it's the hardest. Like people have struggled less with this guy called Joe. Again, shout out, great guy. and he's from Liverpool, so he's got a Scouse accent, and people seem to understand him better than me at times, and I'm like, how?
It's because you're
How
a
is
Brexit geezer.
Brexit geezer. Rev up the Bugatti. Whee! What a great video.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Definitely go watch that.
Ethan is a star.
Oh wow.
Oh, we've gone far.
That's probably a good time to wrap up.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to say thanks for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. I'm just again really grateful to have you two with me the entire way. It's just been there's so many fond memories
Yeah.
and great laughs.
Yeah.
We've laughed so much this entire podcast.
You're gonna play it back later and just get.
Yeah, I was on the plane just giggling to myself. The people next to me like, what's this weird?
Yeah, just don't play it out loud. Because the plane will get grounded.
Hijack.
Remember about 10 minutes ago you were saying that you haven't been pulled up for anything at border crossings.
That's
This
about
recording
to
is going to
change.
be played in court.
Do you guys have any final words for the listeners?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to yourself, Lionel, for having me on this, and also thank you to Dan for combinedly making this trip best one of my life. And I sincerely hope I'll see you again in Australia, in Melbourne.
Well, I'm seeing you in May if you're around.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think I will be.
That'd be great.
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
100%.
Do a mini reunion.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, I don't get to see anyone because where I live doesn't actually exist.
You're just flying into a void.
Vortex.
No,
Melbourne doesn't exist, guys.
Yeah. No, it's been an amazing trip, especially just one of my other trips. I had a very bad person in our group, so it's been great not having that as well. But no, it's been a great trip.
Do you want to name any names?
No, you don't remember.
I don't remember their name. I just remember calling them Karen.
That makes it so much better.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Alright then. Well, until next time, guys, I'll catch you around.